Hello everybody, I hope you're doing well. Excuse me, I'm actually getting over just a whole bout of sickness over several weeks, almost 3 weeks really. Completely lost my voice. I don't quite have it back yet, almost. My energy level is still pretty low, and so you've not seen much from me lately. So here I am though to share some ideas with you. This week I want to focus on music. It's the week of music. And I have to tell you, music is one of my staples. You know, there's certain things that everybody wants to use. For me, music is one of them. It's just one of those things I like putting in my designs, and it just adds, I don't know, it just adds a look and a feel and emotion that I like. Here's a tag that I've used it in, tucked it in there. Love that. This is a little matchbook type thing. I've got a link to, I think, making that. Anyway, if I do, I'll put it up above. And see, I've put it on there. It came from a master board that I made, and I put it on the master board. So wherever I use this, you can see that. This is a little fabric swatch. It's another tutorial I've done. I'll put the link to that up above. So on the top there, just adding that wonderful kind of vintagey feel, and automatically, in my mind at least, I start playing music. Here's another one of the master boards. I've got all kinds of things that I made with that. This is a page that I made. It's something that I made so you can place it straight in the book and boom, you're ready to go. And as the backdrop, I used music. So music is one of the things I love using. So I'm going to do something today using music. This is what we're going to be making today. So get ready and let's get going. Okay, so first off, you know, music, you can get music sheets. Like here's a fabulous music sheet. They're a little bit harder to find at thrift shops and stuff, and you know, a little bit more costly. And so what I like doing, this is just an old hymnal. If you can find them at your thrift shop, it's just great. I got this one for maximum 99. It might even been on sale and I got it for less. I don't know. So it's got fabulous music on there that I'm able to use. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I just ripped a piece out of my hymnal. So this is what I want to do to prepare the page. I've ripped off the sides because when I rip it out of the book, I've got an uneven edge. So you can either cut this edge off so you have a nice edge to match the other side, or you can rip off the other side. I opted to rip up the other side like this. See, both sides are now just unruly looking. The other thing is, you can either keep the music name of the thing on the top, or you can cut it off. I chose to cut it off because unless it's reflecting what I'm making, it might take away from it. So I go ahead and just do that. And so what I did, you can either cut it, or you can take it once again and rip it just so it has that uneven kind of edge. Either way is good. And then I leave the bottom straight. So I want to pull my top down and decide how far down I want it. I'm going to go about right there. And then I'm going to figure out how high I want my bottom flap. And I'm going to go right about there. Now what I want to do, I want to put a piece of paper in here that can be written on. Let me grab some coffee dyed paper. So here's a sheet. What I want to do is kind of place it over my music so that I have a little of the music peeking up at the top and along the side. And then I'm going to fold it so that I have a little bit of a strip of the music along the side. I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. I'm going to find a spot where it flips along the bottom and then cut that out. Okay, I have this cut out. I want to give the feel as if it's been sewn in onto the paper. I don't actually want to sew it onto the paper, I think, though, because I don't want the stitch marks on the outside of this paper. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to sew this on and then glue it on right here. So I'll be right back. I'm going to sew it. Okay, got it all sewn up. I'm going to go ahead and clip these bottom strings off, unless you want them dangling. It does make a nice look dangling as well. So I've got my sheet. I'm going to position it and then I'm going to glue it. I'm going to use this glue on the outside, but I'm going to use a glue stick in the middle. Get that cap on. Okay, and put that on there. So see, it looks now as if it were sewn onto the paper, even though it's not. Okay, so one thing that I really should have done before I glued it on was taken my ink and gone along the edges. I'm going to see if I can kind of just, fake it. Because I do like that look. Just draws your eyes in a little bit more to the center area where you're going to be writing. So while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and ink these other edges as well. Now the one thing with these hymnal or any, these old books like that, the pages really are thin, and that's why I wasn't wanting to necessarily sew right on the paper. Although I do sew on this paper, it's just for this particular project. Okay, so now I'm going to find my fold marks, refold it, so it's got some bulk there now that I have the paper. I'll fold it right there. And then I'm going to take my ink and go ahead and ink these folded edges as well. I'm liking it already. Looks like I've got a little stray feather floating around here. Okay, now that I have that folded, I think what I want to do is add a strip of lace along the bottom side, so that when you see it at the top and you're about to open it, you'll see that beautiful lace. I don't want this one to be ruffled and add the bulk, so I'm going to cut off the little ruffle edge and just glue it straight on. It'll be pretty. So right like that. So get my glue and get going. Give that a second to stick. You see how that adds right there. It just adds a pretty little touch. I think I want a rosette now to put right here. I've got these from Tim Holtz. You can never go wrong with Tim Holtz, right? And I see a pretty rose right here. The last one in the packet, of course. Oh, I like that right there. So I'm going to put that there. And before I lay that down, what I'm going to do, you can consider doing, I'm going to put a little ink there to just highlight the area as almost as if it's a shadow from the little thing. The other thing I always like using is cheesecloth. So here's a little cheesecloth. I'm going to grab some and put it behind my beautiful little flower. Just adds like a old, distressed, grungy type feel of the olden days. So let's see what I've got here. I'm going to lay some glue to hold it down. And I'm going to figure out the angle that I want for my flower. Before I get that flower completely put down, I think this would be wonderful to have some twine behind it. So I'm going to do a quick one, pull that back up, and I'm going to put some twine behind it. Put a puddle to hold it. I'll re-glue this puppy. And then place my twine. Nice. So, I want to be gentle here, but I'm going to pull it around a few times. So what I want to do also at this point is I want to distress this a little bit to make it not so pristine. And then take my dauber and go down it. So I don't want it completely darkened. I just want it a little bit more aged looking. A little bit more of a muted feel to it. I like that. So now what I think I want to do is put some kind of a weighted thing on the end here. What I might do is use this and then cover the top part with lace. So this is a normal paper clip. What I'm going to do is tie this around it. Just a good old-fashioned knot, and I'll probably put a little glue there just to make sure that it stays. You know, stuff tends to have a mind of its own and come undone. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this and I'm going to layer it around it. And then just kind of glue it on as I go. And then, let me see. This is just one of my dies. There you can see it a little bit. I'll go closer. There you go. So I've got that wrapped around it. Now I want to wrap a little piece of fabric around it. Or something pink, really. Could even be paper. Actually, I have this pink ribbon here that I think might just work well. I just want to bring in a little bit of the pink from there. I don't want to like overpower it. I have the option. I can put the little stringy thing on the inside. I think I'll do that. So this is too pink for what I want. So I'm going to take my distress ink. I'm going to ink it up just like, you know, I'm going to use archival ink because I don't know that the distress ink will stick to this synthetic as well. And I want it to hold onto it. Okay, so I've given it more of a muted feel, more appropriate with the aged look that I'm going for. That's better. Okay. I think anyway, I don't know. So I have just a tiny bit of netting also caught within there. Sorry, my voice kind of giving out. And so I just want it to be a little smidgen. So I've got that. I'm going to glue it up and place it around my paper clip. You know, and then I'm going to take a little piece of music. This is some of my leftover edge here. And I'm going to bring this look down to here, I think. I'm going to try it out. I do want to distress this a little bit. I'm going to just use the same old easy method right here. That's the notes I want in the front. Okay, so I'm going to glue that and then place that in the back. I think what I'd like to do, this is my little pearly things. I think I'd like to put a little tiny pearl there if I can find a white one. Here's some, well, not white, creamy. Here's some creamy ones. Oh, two came off. I'll put 2 there. I like the look of that. I like the look of that. Okay, so let me back up and we'll see what we've got. Okay, so here's my little opening envelope. I think it would be nice too with a little stamp or something on the inside here. I have this stamp here from my last project, so I'm going to use that. I think it'll fit nicely. This stamp is from Stampin' Up! From eons ago. It says 1997. Isn't that sweet down there? And then it'd be nice to have something just at the top. I have this leftover napkin here. Wonder if I can work something in with that. What if I put this pink rose part? That's overpowering. I think I'm going to break the edge with this stamp. I have this left over here. I'm going to cut it down a little bit smaller, and I put it at the top just to add another element on the page. I would have liked it better if it were like pink. So I can either, I think I'm going to put it at the very top, like that. And then I'm going to take this same stamp and try to stamp a little bit of the greenery just along the edges. Let's see if I can do it. I'm going to do it either way, I guess, right? We'll see how it turns out, really, is what I'm saying. So I'm going to put that there to protect it and just give it a go. It worked out. Oh, let me go farther away. That's better. There we go. Now you can see better. Okay. So let's see what we made today. Okay, so this is what we made today. We took a music sheet and turned it into a little unfolding, I guess a letter envelope. I don't know what you would call it. I could put something on the back here too. This would be a great place to do like a napkin collaging on there. Anyway, don't need to get all crazy going here. This is it, and I just love how it turned out. I think it is a sweet and an easy little addition that you can use and put in a book, or just as a wonderful little thing that you can write a little note in. So I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for coming along and just being awesome people. I sure appreciate you. I should have other videos up this week, Lord willing, if my voice and my body hold out. So I will talk with you later. Have a great day. Bye.